Oklahoma, known as the Sooner State, is a place rich in both culture and history. The state's capital, Oklahoma City, is home to the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum, which beautifully preserves the legacy of cowboys and Native American history. The iconic Route 66 runs through the state, offering breathtaking views and timeless landmarks that capture the essence of America's heartland. But that's not all. Oklahoma also boasts natural wonders like Lake Texoma, a serene oasis, and Turner Falls, a stunning 77-foot waterfall that leaves visitors in awe. Yet, beyond its natural beauty and cultural richness, Oklahoma also faces some harsh realities. The state grapples with significant social inequalities, a growing homeless population, and rising crime rates. Poverty and limited access to basic services present real challenges for many of its residents, reminding us that sometimes beauty can mask deeper complexities. Nestled in the heart of the United States, Oklahoma is a state defined by its historical significance, cultural diversity, and natural resources. The name Oklahoma comes from the Choctaw language, where Okla means people, and Huma means red, reflecting the state's strong Native American heritage. Bordered by Texas, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, New Mexico, and Colorado, Oklahoma sits in a strategically important location, making it a key cultural and economic hub in the region. The state's economy thrives in sectors like energy, aviation, and agriculture, with Oklahoma City and Tulsa serving as major economic centers. With a population of 4.05 million in 2023, Oklahoma is one of the largest producers of natural gas and wheat in the U.S. The state is also known for its diverse landscapes, from vast grasslands to rugged mountain ranges, and a rich Native American heritage that still resonates today, with 26 indigenous languages actively spoken. Part of Tornado Alley, Oklahoma is no stranger to extreme weather, including the powerful twisters that frequently sweep across its plains. Still, it's the state's iconic landmarks, like the historic Route 66, its vibrant cultural festivals, and unique innovations, such as the world's first shopping cart, that draw millions of visitors each year. With a GDP of $254 billion, Oklahoma continues to grow as a business-friendly state, full of potential and opportunities for those willing to explore its many facets. Despite Oklahoma's rich culture and natural beauty, certain cities, particularly Oklahoma City and Tulsa, are grappling with a growing homelessness crisis. A recent point-in-time survey, conducted in January of this year, revealed a 28% increase in homelessness compared to the previous year. This resulted in a total of 1,838 individuals without a place to call home, an alarming rise of 402 people from 2023. This stark statistic underscores the deepening challenges these cities face in addressing the complex issue of homelessness. Homelessness is not merely a number, it's a profound social issue that reveals the layers of inequality affecting these communities. Of the total homeless population, 62% reside in shelters, 24% are living unsheltered, and the remainder are staying in transitional housing or other temporary safe spaces. The crisis disproportionately affects men, who make up 62% of the homeless population, with women and transgender individuals accounting for the rest. But homelessness is more than just an issue of numbers. It highlights the widening economic gap in the state. Many of these individuals find themselves trapped in a cycle of poverty, struggling with inadequate wages and a rising cost of living. For some, The dream of a stable life feels increasingly out of reach. The problem is further compounded by a growing number of individuals experiencing chronic homelessness, now accounting for around 25% of the total homeless population. This represents a 17% increase compared to the previous year. These individuals often require more intensive interventions, placing a strain on social services that are already overwhelmed. For those stuck in this cycle, accessing the help they need is a constant challenge, as many assistance programs require a permanent address, something these individuals simply do not have. The impact of homelessness is particularly devastating for children. In Oklahoma, more than 26,000 children are currently homeless. These young individuals live in cars, motels, or temporarily stay with friends without any stable housing. The instability they face creates significant barriers to their education, as high levels of stress and anxiety affect their ability to perform academically. This not only hampers their current success, but also creates a cycle of poverty that is passed down from generation to generation. In an effort to combat this growing issue, initiatives like the Key to Home Partnership are making strides. The goal of this program is to provide housing for 500 chronically homeless individuals and prevent 100 young people from falling into homelessness by the end of 2025. So far, at least 153 people have been successfully moved from the streets into stable homes through this initiative.
Everything is a process. Whatever you're gonna do, if you're gonna sign up for housing, it's gonna be a process. If you're gonna sign up for Social Security, it's gonna be a process. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a process, you know?
Oklahoma's nightlife, like many urban centers, harbors a darker side, one shaped by prostitution and human trafficking. Cities like Oklahoma City and Tulsa have become focal points for these illegal activities, often concentrated in poorer neighborhoods. Vulnerable women and children are manipulated and coerced into organized exploitation networks, which are difficult to detect but widespread. While prostitution is commonly associated with street corners, it's increasingly taking place online, where traffickers and clients can connect in relative anonymity. Recently, law enforcement operations made shocking discoveries, including the arrest of 9 men attempting to buy sex from minors, one of whom was just 11 years old. Investigations have also uncovered deeper child exploitation rings involving repeat offenders with criminal histories. In 2022, a joint operation between Oklahoma Police and the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics, OBN, took place over 2 days, targeting the notorious South Robinson area, known for its high rate of prostitution. This operation led to the arrest of 16 men attempting to purchase sex, 2 women, and the rescue of a young girl from Texas, who was saved from the clutches of human trafficking. The girl is now receiving physical and mental rehabilitation at places like the Dragonfly Home, a shelter dedicated to helping survivors recover. This case highlights the severe issue of human trafficking in Oklahoma, particularly in poorer areas, and emphasizes the importance of law enforcement and victim rehabilitation programs to combat it.
So traffickers will say, they might find somebody in a vulnerable situation. Say there's a mother who is having a hard time providing food for her children or having a stable place to live.
The presence of gangs and high crime rates is another serious challenge facing Oklahoma. Despite being smaller than many other U.S. states, Oklahoma has alarmingly high crime statistics. With a crime rate of 5,870 per 100,000 residents, Oklahoma's criminal activity is notably above average. Violent crimes and property offenses in the state are some of the highest in the country, with Oklahoma ranking 11th among U.S. states for overall crime. Cities like Oklahoma City and Tulsa are often at the epicenter of gang violence, where fierce competition between rival gangs for control of drug trade routes frequently leads to deadly confrontations. These gangs are also involved in a wide array of crimes, including robbery, murder, and sexual assault. In Oklahoma City, a city with a population of under 700,000, violent crime remains a significant issue. With 642 violent crimes per 100,000 residents, the city faces alarming rates of assault, homicide, and robbery. Property crimes, such as car thefts and burglaries, are also widespread. The prevalence of street gangs has exacerbated the situation, particularly in neighborhoods plagued by poverty and chronic unemployment. The situation worsened in 2019 with the introduction of the permitless carry law, which allows Oklahoma residents to carry firearms without a permit or training. Although the intent behind the law was to enhance public safety, it has instead led to an uptick in gun violence. Since its enactment, the state has witnessed a significant increase in firearm-related deaths, marking some of the deadliest months in Oklahoma's history. Life for drug addicts in Oklahoma has become increasingly dire, with the overdose crisis reaching a peak in recent years. Between 2013 and 2020, Oklahoma recorded the fourth highest overdose death rate in the United States, totaling over 26,000 deaths. Opioids and methamphetamines are the primary drivers of this crisis. Many addicts initially became dependent on prescription opioids to manage pain, but as access to these medications became more restricted, they turned to heroin or meth, far more dangerous substances. For these individuals, life is often marked by desperation, job loss, and isolation from family and community. Drug addiction creates a vicious cycle of violence and poverty that is incredibly difficult to break. On top of that, drug trafficking in Oklahoma continues to endanger public safety, with gangs controlling the distribution of narcotics through violent means. Oklahoma also faces significant challenges in other areas, particularly in education. According to the 2024 Kids Count report, the state ranks 49th in the nation for education. Public schools in Oklahoma suffer from severe underfunding, with teachers facing low salaries and overcrowded classrooms, leading to a concerning decline in the quality of education. Additionally, Oklahoma's poverty rate stands at 15.3%, making it one of the states with the highest poverty levels in the country. Nearly 1 in 5 children live in poverty. The state's residents also live under the constant threat of natural disasters, as Oklahoma is part of Tornado Alley. On average, the state experiences 56 tornadoes annually, with some of the most powerful storms ever recorded, such as the EF5 tornado in 1999. Despite the state's natural beauty, outdoor recreational opportunities are limited due to a lack of public land and a shortage of appealing natural attractions. Social issues, including racial tensions and the influence of conservative religious policies, further complicate life for many Oklahomans, especially those in marginalized communities. These issues create immense challenges for the state's residents, particularly those at the bottom rungs of the social ladder.